Hey, fellow YouTubers, probably the reason you're on this channel is because you're checking out surgery videos for the hernia, an umbilical hernia. And that's what I did a couple weeks before I had my surgery as well. I checked out dozens of the umbilical hernias. I wasn't so much concerned with the groin ones, things like that, because mine was in the belly button, and probably that's why you're looking at this video right now. But first, before I say anything about my surgery or anything like that, I want to give a shout out to Chris Hamilton. I don't know if you've gone to his YouTube channel or not about umbilical hernias and his update and recovery and all the rest. You should if you haven't. One of the greatest pieces of information I got from Chris was stool softeners. Take them 2 or 3 days before your surgery, and like he said, he takes them a few days or a week even after surgery to do it. If you don't do this, you might think you're manly enough or woman enough not to need it, but I want to tell you, pooping through the straw is the easiest thing to do when you've had the surgery in your gut. There's no pushing or anything like that. So check out his channel for sure. Anyways, the reason I'm doing this video once again too is to let you know that my first surgery, yes, I said my first surgery, was done in January, middle of January of this year, 2018, and now it's April 13th, 2018. So it's just a little over 3 months later that I had my second surgery. Wow. I looked all over YouTube prior to my first surgery. I saw nothing about second surgeries. Not that quickly anyway, so that's why I'm posting this. Hopefully save some people some grief if you're going in for your first one. Anyways, my first surgery took about 20 minutes, and I took 4 weeks off of work because I do some heavy lifting at work. Requires a lot of physical work, my job. And this time, the second surgery took about 40 minutes, and I'm going to take 6 weeks off, the surgeon says, because when they took the mesh out today, there was muscle attached to it, and I had to burn away quite a bit of that stuff with a laser and blah, 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 blah. And it's going to hurt more. It actually does hurt more. The only reason I'm even standing now at 5:30 at night is because I'm taking Tylenol 3. Thank goodness for pills. Pain pills anyways. I'm going to lay down right after this. But I really want to put this video up because I thought if I don't right now, I'll forget about it. And it's just so important that I let you folks know what happened, what they did with the second surgery. And I'm going to show you that surgery. But before I do, I want to show you a picture of my first surgery. Now this is just my belly button right there, and that was back in January this year. Like I said, I'll show you the surgery I had today, but they used a smaller mesh, which they called it was a typical small mesh for umbilical hernia. It's not very big. And what happened is I went, after 4 weeks of being off work, I went back to work for a couple of weeks. I started lifting some 50-60 pounds of product that I do, and all of a sudden I got sharp pains in my stomach, and I felt like the mesh moved, and guess what, it did. But I didn't know it at the time, and I started getting this bump above the mesh, and I went right in to see the surgeon about a week later, and he said that the hernia went above the mesh. The same hernia that was supposed to be pushed back in and protected with this mesh had now reappeared and gone above the mesh. So they went in, they put in a bigger mesh, much bigger mesh, and they should have done that again. I'm probably repeating myself the first time. Anyways, I'm not a drywaller, but if I was doing drywall, and you know yourself, if there's a hole in the drywall that size, you don't put a mesh in like that just to cover the hole. You won't go overkill and put one that size, but you might go middle of the road, a smaller, medium mesh, cover the hole, hold the mud, and it's going to take. He just said that most times the small mesh works in 2% of the surgeries. In other words, small mesh works other than 2% of 1,000 surgeries. They have to go back, put the larger mesh in, take up the small one. Again, the reason I'm putting this video up here, and I'm not blaming the doctor for the reoccurring or anything like that. He just did what he normally does. So what you need to do, folks, is when you're talking to your surgeon prior to surgery, if you haven't already, find out what size mesh he's putting in there. Go for a bigger one if you can. It's up to you. I didn't expect that to come back as soon as it did. But anyways, this time he made a larger incision. Bigger mesh was put in, the small one taken out. This shows you the size. It's like double the size of the mesh that I had in there earlier in January. And basically, he made the incision probably twice as long, and I'm in a lot more pain than I was back then. But hopefully, this bigger patch, or mesh I should say, will do the job. Anyways, I'll try to keep you updated. I'll keep you updated with how I'm going, the pain, and so forth in the next few days and maybe the weeks ahead, and let you know what's happening. But once again, if I can't stress it more than enough, talk to your surgeon about the mesh he's using. Not the type, not the manufacturer, the size. Had I seen a video like this on YouTube, which I didn't, I would have asked him. That was my first meeting with him, and that's once again while I'm posting it, save somebody some grief. And also again, a shout out to Chris Hamilton. Check out his channel, Stool Softeners. You know what? It might not be manly, but he's right on the mark. Okay, folks, we'll talk to you later. Take care, YouTubers.